as far as IT, right?
Mhm.
Said you grew up loving it, liking it, so on and so forth. But as far as certifications in general, you already had the college experience. So why not go back that way? Okay, let me go back and get a computer science degree, or let me go back and get an information technology degree. Why go the certification route as opposed to all this other stuff, all these other ways? Why did you actually want to get certification?
Like looking at the trends, looking at the future. Being a person who, did go to college, that is one way you can go, but I feel like there's longer. Student loans, as high. It's just a lot of different stuff. Whereas with tech, especially, what I noticed too, back when I was looking at the Google Certs and how they were allowing people to get like these cool tech jobs, even back then without a college degree. I'm like, why waste all this extra time when I can have something more, what's the word? I guess my own pace with a course versus, going to a regular, school 5-6 hours a day. It's just fit better with my time. I feel like I save a lot more money. And also, too, just like knowing your backstory as well, I just felt like you would be a great teacher. So that kind of why I went this route versus going back to school.
My man. Yeah. So one thing, and we don't have to get too personal, but as far as school, did you get your degree from Baylor?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
so that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. That is a great school. But I know, because I know a couple people that graduated, that it is an expensive school.
Yeah.
So we're proud of you. Your mama proud of you that you got your degree. How can I say? Well, ain't another way to say it. Do you regret getting your degree? Do you regret going to Baylor? Do you regret the student debt? Is yes or no to any of those questions? What do you think? Looking back at it, would you have taken the same path?
Yeah, now that's a great question. Looking back, if I could keep my same knowledge that I have now, I probably wouldn't, or I would have went to a community college for 2 year, and then I would have went to Baylor. It's just the connections. Yeah. But at that time period, I really didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. I thought I was going to do computer programming for a minute. And at that time, I thought the only way you could do it was through school, because that's kind of how I was taught. I think that's how a lot of kids were taught. For sure. But for my own kids, hopefully, no, I will have enough money to be able to go full ride for them. So, yeah, they'll probably go. Yeah. But for people who don't have that financial, backing, maybe like I had, I definitely recommend probably going more towards the course route or boot camp route versus going to college, depending on what degree you're going in. Obviously, if you're going to be a doctor, I guess you got to go to college. Same with a lawyer. But yeah, for tech, I think you can definitely do pretty well with the course or boot camp route. And yeah, I slightly do regret the student loans too. Oh my gosh, I'm almost done, but those were high.
My man.
Yeah. I may have to just go ahead and just start really focusing on that. Matter of fact, once I get my cybersecurity job, I may just go ahead and just focus and just knock that out. That's what I may end up doing. So yeah.
Got you. Now, Eric, and just warning, gang, this is going to be full of gems, the entire interview. Eric actually brought up an awesome point. Baylor is one of the best schools in the nation, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he brought up is super important. So if this is one of the best schools, it means that it's potentially some of the best students, or, some of the best parents, right? So a lot of times, if you go to these big schools, you have to have a goal of networking. You need to be moving and shaking, figure out, his daddy owned this, or his mama owned this, or to figure out who is who, and then be able to set you up with a job, an investment opportunity. Because if you just go in just for the name on the school, it may not work out as much. But just make sure, like Eric said, that you're taking advantage of those networking opportunities. Yeah. So as far as the Zero to Hero program, right, the thing that allowed you to get A+, Net Plus, and Security Plus, what made you join the program? Like, how did you hear about it? Because you had already been to college, you were super smart, you had all this other stuff going on. What made you want to actually join this program as opposed to any other program?
Well, yeah, initially, seeing your interview on the other channel, kind of just hearing you talk about your backstory and how you started with the HVAC and kind of going to the military and learning from that in that way. I thought you had a lot of credentials foremost on that. I guess in addition, looking at prior to getting your course as well, looking at some of your videos and kind of just seeing you talk to people and give advice, it kind of resonated with me. I felt like it felt more, I guess, personal versus other course people of other skin colors and whatnot. So yeah, it kind of just felt more, I guess, more homey. That I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think our personalities mesh pretty well. You seem super intelligent as well. You know, you already got your business with the cyber security, teaching that for people. So yeah, that really got me excited, to join your course.
My man. So as far as that's concerned, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say, how important or how impactful would it have been if you felt a more personal relationship or felt more relatable to whether it was the instructors or the professors at Baylor or just when you tried other training programs? How impactful or how important, because of course you need the information, you need the material, but how important do you think it is that that you can actually relate to or talk to or understand the person that's actually trying to train or teach you something?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I had one thing in my head and I'm losing it.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I hate that. Oh man, I had it. It was good. It was good.
It'll come back to you. You'll trust me. This ain't just coming out of my head. I got stuff written down. What was I gonna say? So let's just go back to the certs.
Okay.
So what's the first certification that you got? And do you think that was a good starting point? Do you think that was the best route to take?
Yeah. So my first course I got from you was the IT fundamentals. And yeah, I think that was a fantastic course to start. Kind of just getting my head back into tech. Like initially, I thought I kind of knew. I thought I was going to know everything in the course right from the get-go. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know what a router is. I know what a computer, I know how to turn on the screen. Like I know this basic stuff, but yeah, it was a lot of new stuff I was not aware of, or they had names of different things that I was not aware of. So I think having that first stepping block not only motivated me, but also gave me some pretty good knowledge as well. That kind of just kept me kind of, I guess, ecstatic or happy to continue the course. Yeah. So I think that was a great stepping block.
All right, gang. So Eric just said something very profound. So the IT fundamentals, whenever you think about fundamentals, you think, oh, this is going to be super easy. This guy is super smart, went to Baylor for computer science. So he definitely may have been right when he first said that, right? Until you actually get into the actual program, until you actually get into the actual certification itself. So IT is vast, huge, a bunch of stuff going on. So you have to understand even the fundamentals are pretty complex. So where Eric started is where most of the students start. And even if you don't rock out with me, that's still a good starting point, I think, for anybody that's looking to get into IT. So when you were going through like a certification journey, Eric, was it easier than you thought? Was it harder than you thought? And what are some of the obstacles that you came up against, and how did you get through it and get over them?
Yeah, so I would say initially it was harder than I thought it was going to be because again, I'm coming into it with my I guess brain. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna knock this out. This is gonna be super easy. And yeah, I really had to learn. Also, too, during this, I guess learned how I learned, if that makes sense. Like for me, I see that I love questions. I love a ton of questions. I love seeing questions. And I saw after I made a comment on one of your videos in the course, it seemed like that next week you added like a ton of new questions. I think that really helped out a lot. So I think that helped out. What was the second part of the question?
So if there were any obstacles that you came up across? And then even you can kind of end on the program. But like I said, you went to Baylor, which is a great school. Getting a degree isn't easy. Just in general, when you're learning, going through stuff, how did you actually get through obstacles, right? So you had a goal in mind, but when things popped up, life happened, like how do you usually get past obstacles when it comes to learning something new?
Okay, yeah. So I guess first off, kind of going back to earlier, having you as the course creator, I didn't want to be a failure. You know, I was like, yeah, taking this course. I was already talking with each other in our first meeting. That actually helped out a lot. That was one big motivator. I didn't want to fail somebody that I talked to, and I said I was going to do this. I guess secondly, you talk about this in your videos a lot, that, you know, stuff happens, you know, people have kids, birthdays, deaths, like a lot of stuff just happens like that. Oh man, I got a story too about me passing security. Okay, great. So yeah, talking about obstacles, man, studying for the Security Plus. Initially, like the first few weeks, I had a lot of time. Like pretty much every day, I was knocking those out. And then after I finished the course, I would go back, rewatch it in 2x, and then rewatch it again in 2x, so I really understand the knowledge. But the day of taking the Security Plus, I had so much stuff going on with my business. I had to edit this video. I had to help out with this on TikTok, this on Snapchat. Like initially the day before, I was like, okay, I'm going to knock out this work before 12 o'clock. And then I'm going to have like 6-7 hours. I'm going to just have fun studying. I'm going to knock this test out. I did not get any time. I had zero time. I had to go different places and get stuff. I had zero time. I barely made it in the test. But with all that knowledge I gained from the ITF Plus, A Plus, Core 1, Core 2, Network Plus, I guess my brain I had all the knowledge still. So even though I had no time to study that day, I was still able to actually pass the test. And something else funny on that too, like about 30 minutes before I was able to take the test, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just move the test to like Saturday. Let me just move the test to next week. Right. You know, I kind of felt down. But then I remember one of your videos, you were like, you just got to go ahead and take it. You know, like there's never a perfect time. And I'm like, you know what? There isn't. And yeah, that day was not the perfect day at all. And I still passed it my first time. So
my man.